Hi, everybody. So glad you're here. Can't wait for tonight for you to hear what we have in store for you. Um, if we haven't met, my name is Ashley Welch, and this is my partner and sister in God, Judy, and we're ready to get started. So, what would you create if you knew that you couldn't fail? That's what we're going to be talking about. So, tonight is not about thinking about, oh, I'm going to do Canvas slides, or I'm going to build a whole new website, or I'm going to like do a PDF or a workbook or a new community. Like that is not what this is about. Tonight we are setting aside all of the hows and all of that stuff, but we're also setting aside the fear, the what if, the nobody's gonna buy this. There are people that are so much better at this than me. Um, all of that junk that's in your head, we're setting that aside just for an hour. And we're going to talk about how to pull out what God has put inside you. When He's tapping you on the shoulder, when you're standing in the grocery line, when you're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and something just won't leave you alone, how to pull that out and get some ideas from it. So that's what we're doing tonight. So I want you to take some deep breaths. Ready? Like one more. All right. So like I was saying, we're not thinking about PDFs or coaching, how you're going to build any of it. This is all about like the daydream. The what if I could do something, right? So, Judy, tell us why we're really here.
Mhm. Well, it's obviously not to build a perfect business because there are ads all over Facebook that say we can help you build this and build that. But we're here to do the important part that comes way before that and how it connects to each one of us personally. Not we're going to get in this little idea because we saw it on a Facebook ad or because somebody else was selling it or whatever. We're going to dig deep into what our story and what our experience and our life and how that, no matter how messy, how that actually is the best business idea ever. And why God planted that idea in you before you even knew it. So that is one thing we're for sure going to do. We are going to uncover and pull back all the things that have been keeping you from embracing and becoming or uncovering the person that God created you to be in your most brilliant and fullest self and the story that creates a business. Sometimes it starts with an event in your life. We've all had those things that we really don't want to go back and relive because we felt like they were extremely hard. I'm sure you can think of something in your life, just like Ashley and I can too, where you're like, thank you, God, for getting me through this. But sometimes when we get through it and we turn back and we look at it, we realize that we have grown personally. And from that growth, we can turn around and take that and maybe help someone else with it. So when you look at your life, what is something that you feel drawn to, whether it is an experience or whether it is a hobby or a gift, or whether it's something that God keeps kind of tapping you on the shoulder and just keep hearing this idea. And you're like, why? So we're going to dig it out. I think so. What we're going to do that is we're going to start listening to our own thoughts. We're going to start listening to our own desires and things that light us up because God created us to be a light. And if we find what is our reflection of His love, that becomes what brings the best out in us. And believe it or not, you could create a business from that. One that is from your heart, not maybe the one where you've been selling everybody else's products. Sure, you've made some money, you've done all of the marketing and so forth, but you feel like there's something else in there. So that's what we're after tonight. I think I'm okay. So
Slide 4.
in order to do that, we are going to share screen so that you can see the questions as we're talking through them to dig deep. And as we do that, you won't feel like you're missing the questions or anything. You'll be like, oh, what did she say? So, no, we're going to pull this up and you're going to totally ignore all my tabs open.
We all have a million tabs open,
Oh,
Judy.
jeez. So many. Okay. So let's think about what is it that just keeps coming to the back of your mind that you feel like, oh, I feel like I might could do something with that. That might be an idea. But yeah, I can't do that. So
Mhm.
we're going to move the I can'ts. Remember, Asher said no fears, which just put them in a box, lock them, put them on the shelf. So we're not going to edit ourselves. We're not going to say, no, I couldn't do that. If that's your dream, then we're going to bring it out. You're not going to judge your ideas, and we're going to answer honestly, just like from your heart.
The first thing that comes to your mind, write it down.
That's right.
Don't
No,
question
no
it. Just,
second guessing this.
yeah, just write it.
That's right. Okay. What is a conversation? We're going to jump right down here that you could have for hours. Notice I didn't say what could you stand on stage and talk about when if I hand you a mic, because there's probably some trigger words in there that would make you go, I'm not getting on stage.
No way.
So let's think about it as just a very casual thing. What is it that you could talk about for a long time that you love, that lights you up? So I'm going to pause for just a second while you make a couple of notes. And from that, you're probably going to pull the answer to the next one, which is what topic keeps just kind of coming up in your mind? Is it a hobby? Is it something that you're passionate about? Maybe you have a perspective on something that you feel like it just filters into all your conversations. Remember, just scratch it down. You don't have to decide, is this a topic or not? Just put it down. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. What do you wish that more women understood? That's starting to get into your beliefs, your identity, your feeling or belonging and so forth is digging a little deeper. And now we always want our business to be aligned with God. So, what is it that God has placed on your heart? And the word burden comes in that question. What burden has He placed on your heart? Now, a burden is something that may feel heavy, and God doesn't want our calling to feel heavy, but He places something inside of us that is heavy enough that we're going to recognize it. And
Good explanation. I
and
don't like the word burden.
it's an
A good
inspiration. It's
explanation.
something inside of us.
Yeah.
And the next one, ooh,
Mhm.
butterflies,
Yeah.
excited butterflies, not fear butterflies. What if the whole world would listen to you for 5 minutes? What would you say? Blah! No. Even if you just want to talk about your favorite grandma's favorite recipe, I mean, you can still put that down.
Yeah.
That works just as well as um, something that you are educated in and your like your career, anything.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
We're looking for threads that run through these. We're not, and we're looking for um,
Patterns.
patterns. Thank you. That's the word I was trying to say. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm.
Okay. I'm going to go to the next slide. And Ashley, wow, our story.
Yeah. Your story. So this is where we get a little bit deeper, right? So your story holds clues to things that you could possibly teach or share. Um, and I was thinking like it doesn't even have to be like life-changing, earth-shattering, whatever, unless you want it to be. But if your ideas keep pulling you towards like a recipe book or something like that. So don't think that you have to go super deep with this stuff. But like your story of your life, if you have spent hours in the kitchen with your grandma and you are passionate about cooking, then that's part of your story, right?
Yeah.
So, it doesn't have to be earth-shattering. Just want to put that out there, right? So, again, don't edit yourself. Don't judge your ideas. Don't worry about anything if it's going to work. We get to that. That's a different step, a different phase. Just write. Whatever comes, just let your hand do its thing. Our stories, um, our experiences and our yeah, our story, our things that we have lived through are all things that we can help with or teach that somebody else is going through. Somebody else might think that it is earth shattering and you might think it's just something super simple.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, I have used my failures as my guide, as my story. That um, not there's a lot of people out there that brag about all their success and that they teach people how to be successful. And I think both Judy and I have equally learned from our failures and our mistakes to be able to help. So that's where, you can think in that direction too. Like, what are some things, that you can help people walk through, whether it's successes or failures. Um, so the first one, what have you overcome? The next one, what lesson did you learn the hard way? That's the way I roll. I do everything the hard way. What is something that you desperately wish someone had taught you? Or in my case, like I had people teach me, but because I do things the hard way, I wish I would have like had the clarity to pay attention to what somebody had taught me. So what is something like that? Um, well, I'll give you a second. Sorry, I'm rushing through this. So the next one, what pain would you love to help another woman avoid? Even if it's the pain of figuring out a recipe. How to get grandma's recipe to taste like grandma's. What experience changed the direction of your life? We all have those pivotal moments in our lives, right? What is something that you could teach about that? So keep in mind, um, sorry, I want to make sure I can say a couple things because they're good.
Yeah. What do
Um, yeah. So the things that you have struggled through, the lessons that you've learned the hard way, those are exactly the things that you can now help somebody else with. So don't dismiss your story because it feels ordinary to you. Um, it only feels ordinary because you lived through it. But the lessons that you have learned, the woman that you have come out as on the other side, you you look back and there are people that um are in the same shoes that you were. So you all you got to do, you're just a couple steps ahead of them. You don't have to be a guru and an expert. You just need to be a couple steps ahead so that you can reach back and hold their hand. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to kind of build on to what Ashley was saying, maybe you have a certain topic that you're passionate about and you're like, would I need to go back to school to learn more about that? Or I don't have a degree in that. Or what if I'm not a chef? No. Something that we have learned a lot about in the online space building our business is that experience and someone who is willing to walk with you is more valuable than someone who feels like they can teach you everything, but then they may not reach down and help you to learn that. So you are an expert at your story.
Exactly.
So you might be coming up with a picture in your mind of maybe someone you know. Or maybe a couple of people popped in your mind as you were writing down ideas. Oh, well, so and so wanted to learn this, or I helped this person with that. So you're forming in your mind, and you'll see this probably already on building other online businesses, is who is your avatar? Okay, we're not talking about where they live, or how many kids they have, or if they're married, or how much money they make. All those things that seem to be super, super important are not the most important thing when it comes to messaging and when it comes to connecting with the person that you want to help that you don't even know yet. But you need to form that visual in your mind of who is she. So don't question it. Let it come together. And then you might go, oh, Because as we're doing this, we're opening our mind to God saying, oh, that, this is bringing together all the things when we think about the person that we might want to help. What is it that she stays awake at night and thinks about? Is she a mom and she's worried about the challenges of parenting? Is she trying to hold the family together financially and she's worried about that? What is it that keeps playing in her mind? What frustrates her? What just ticks her off? This is a whole lot deeper than how much money does she make per year when we talk about the demographics and describing maybe the woman who we want, the avatar, or the person that we want to help. What is it that frustrates her? And sometimes if you think about holding a mirror up in front of yourself, this might be a previous version of you. What frustrated you as you went through the challenges of your life? What is she secretly praying will change? That's a deep one. We all have those.
Mhm.
And what is that problem that seems to just follow her everywhere? It's a part of her life. It's just embedded in her life. Now let's look at it a little bit differently. What is it that makes her cry tears of relief? Not stress or overwhelm, but tears of relief.
Or joy.
Yes. And sometimes we don't even go to where the next question leads to. 5 years from now, what is she going to send you a text about? What is she going to thank you for? That touches on not just the impression that you have made, but it also touches on the fact that you get to realize that you made a difference.
Yeah.
What would you love for someone to say to you? You helped me this. Thank you. Mm. Okay, I am gonna stop sharing my page.
All right. So this is my favorite part. So imagine 1 year from today. All right. Close your eyes for just a second. Imagine someone sends you a message saying, your program changed my life. Because of you, I finally fill in the blank. I finally had hope. I finally started. I finally believed in myself. Not because you built a business, you created a PDF, but because you changed their life. Then ask yourself, how did you help her get there? That is where your business begins. It's not with a product, but with a transformation. What happened? What changed? How did you help them? Write down everything that comes to mind. Then think about, how does that feel in your body? Do you get butterflies in your tummy? Do you get jittery? Do you get maybe sweaty with excitement? That's how I feel. I get like, I can feel my heart rate come up a little bit. I get a little choked up. How do you feel emotionally? How does that excitement register in your body and in your mind? Write all that down. You don't want to forget that, because that's the fun part.
So even though we said for the next hour, we're going to put fear in a box and lock the lid, probably that little wheel in the back of your head said, what you doing there? That looks a little different. That looks new. And so our body says, oop, brakes. So the questions that come up in your mind like that, learning to look at those with awareness rather than that they are directional.
Objectively.
Yeah, objectively, yes. When you think about, but is that even a good idea? I've never seen anybody do that. Or, oh goodness, everybody's doing that. They're not doing it the way you would do it. And that's the way your person needs to hear it done, is your way. So we're not going to talk about whether the content is any good or not. We're not going to try to write reels on this. We're still in this formation and we're still shutting fear down because we're still open ears to what God's putting into our mind. So if you have to say, sit down and be quiet to that voice, that's okay.
You're in a corner. Time out.
Yep. Oh, you are not welcome here. There's a couple songs that go with that, right?
Uh-huh.
That we have found when our fears go blah.
Yeah.
If you're having that problem, yeah, message us. We can share some good music to get
Oh
to
yeah.
help with that.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So all these questions came in after the idea. So we're going to recognize what the idea can do without trying to analyze it. So objectively, not subjectively, like you were saying. But sometimes fear gets in there and it doesn't sound like a scary thing. It says, I can't do this. I need some more time. Uh-oh. That one I'm very guilty of, right, Ashley? We have chosen to hold each other accountable for a lot of things, and that honestly was one of mine. And another one is, oh, I got to learn all this first. Or I don't know how to do the tech. I have no idea how to set all this up. How do you even do this? That's still
that.
fear,
Yeah.
right? It's still fear. It just put on a different disguise.
Yeah.
So we have to learn to reframe it. Instead of saying, like, I need to learn a bunch more, we'll just say, I'm not afraid of learning. And what feels frightening to me, I can actually learn. I can do it.
And I can move forward without being an expert.
Ooh, say that
Ah,
again.
I can move forward. I can move forward without being an expert.
Ashley's Ashley might be trying to call me out. And I love her for it because she holds me accountable.
And you do the same, because I have my things too.
Yeah, and that's our community all bottled up in one little thing, in one little statement.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
we support each other for that. So let's call those stinking thoughts out. We're going to pause for just a second and we're going to think, what do I keep telling myself? that I cannot start. Why? What is it that keeps coming through your mind? And when you put it on paper, you can like name it and tell it to move over.
It helps to recognize, like when you
Mhm.
you name it and you can see it on paper, it's like, oh, well, it doesn't seem so big as when it's in in your chest or in your head or uh, in your
Mhm.
shoulders,
Your
right?
shoulders, no.
Put it on paper and name it, and it's like, oh, well,
Hmm, that's okay. I can do that.
scratch it out and move on.
Yeah.
No, it's not that easy, but it makes it smaller.
It does because it takes it out of you and it takes it out of it being like personal to you. Nope, it's right here. It's on the table.
Yeah.
That is a good exercise to do. And that's what we have to do to some of the things that just are going to pop up. Fears and being afraid of doing something new or not being an expert are questions and things that are going to inevitably come up. And the best way to handle them is to name them and get past them, reframe them.
Mhm.
We have learned learned the hard way, right? How to
Yeah.
do that for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So when you're able to do that, and like we were talking about holding each other accountable and uh, the things that we have learned that are not just the mechanical parts of an online business is such a core concept of what we are building our community for. And one of the things is put one foot in front of the other. And it doesn't matter how small that step is. And it doesn't matter how humongous, if you want to take a leap, you've got, we've got each other to help us. So my question to you is, what is your next faithful step? And I say faithful because this is tied to what God put inside of you to be your life's purpose. So what are you going to do? Are you going to spend an hour maybe researching the topic that came up in your writing that we did? Are you going to have a conversation with someone you trust and say, "Hey, I have this idea and I want to just sit down and talk about it." What is an action that you're going to take? Maybe you need to spend some quiet time with God. Maybe you need um to brainstorm. Okay, set aside 10 minutes. I'm going to brainstorm this idea. Nothing's off the table. It all goes here and see what comes up. The the important thing is that you're going to hold yourself accountable to doing something because that shows God that you're putting one foot in front of the other.
And it builds trust in yourself.
Bam. Exactly. And that's a big deal.
Hmm.
No, even though it's not talked about a lot, building trust in yourself is probably one of the biggest foundational things.
Absolutely.
One tiny step at a time. Yep. So taking that step actually becomes easier if you put one foot in front of the other. Then the momentum builds and you start having things come up like, oh, well, I don't know how to do that. So Ashley's going to tell us a little bit about the support that we offer in our community.
Yeah. Yes. You don't have to do this alone, right?
Mm-mm.
Like a lot of the programs out there are teach you how to create the workbook or the PDF and how to whatever. But there's a lot of all of that fear behind it. Like, what if it's not good? What if it could be better? Um, what if my links don't work? What if my content sucks? What if all of these what ifs? And so that's what our community is for. So you have the opportunity to put your idea for the business, or if you've got 20 of them and you just can't, you're like excited about all of them,
Hmm.
put them in the community and you'll get some feedback from us and from the community members. Put you can put, like, if you've got a video recorded that you're not ready to put out onto TikTok or Facebook or whatever yet, you can put that in the community and get some constructive feedback on it. If you want your sales page, you want feedback on your sales page. You want somebody to make sure and push your buttons and make sure that all your links work and that there's a good flow. Like, there's all of these things that end up that can hold you back. And we don't want you to have those things. Like, we want you to be able to work out the bugs in a safe place, not out in public. And you're going to be like, well, crap, now I'm over it. We don't want you to do that. We want you to be able to go out into the wild blue yonder internet and put it out there with confidence. And not everything's, it's not going to be perfect, but at least feel good about this thing that God helped you create, and you can put it out there, and we will help you and hold your hand all along the way. And I am so excited. I can't wait to
Oh,
see the things that y'all are going to put in there and what you're going to create. Like, I know it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm just saying. I can't wait. So we don't want you to have that analysis paralysis, right? You're stuck on ideas, you're stuck on this, you're stuck on that, you're overthinking it. Put it in the community so that we can help you break down the fear. We can help you work past, like, oh no, this is great. Or maybe just tweak this, right? Um,
mhm.
the fear of judgment. You can help get past that fear of judgment. You don't have to wait until everything's perfect and figured out. We
Right,
can give you the reassurance that, we all hate to need that reassurance, but we do, right? When you're trying something new, especially when it's yours and you've done all of this deep thinking and you've pulled out of your heart this thing, and it's your baby and you're passionate about it and you love it, you don't want to be rejected. That's the hard part. That's the scary part. That's what makes selling somebody else's program easy, is because it's not your heart. It's not your baby. Like, you put time and effort and whatever into it, but it's like, this is your baby. So we want to make sure that you can nurture it and love it and not be scared to
right.
put it out there, to feel confident and excited. I want you waking up in the morning being like, I got this thing, and today is launch day, and I can't wait. And oh God, like, that's what I want. I am so excited for you. Like, I might be more excited about it than you.
I
So
think
huh?
Ashley did okay. Did you see her light up like a little? That's her thing.
This is what God has put in my heart.
Yes,
Yes.
that's great. That's why she lights up. You have that inside of you too, just
Yes.
like that. And that's what we want to just bring out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I am like. And I know that everyone has something beautiful in them. Whether it is just like, I have the best recipes in the whole wide world and I want to share them,
Yep.
or it's transitioning from divorce. It's like, whatever. Like, you figured out how to a different way to overcome grief, or you figured out a way to get your cat to stop shedding. I don't know. Like, there's all kinds of things. The online space is enormous. And
Yeah.
there are people out there looking for the solutions that you have found that you get excited about, that you can share and you can make money off of.
Yep.
So that's what lights me up. And that's what gets me excited. And that's what we have Powerfully Her for.
Yes.
And I'm just like, ah, this is where I start geeking out. This is where I could talk for an hour.
Uh,
So yeah. Um, okay, take a breath. So that little thought that God keeps tapping you on the shoulder. He rolls you over at 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't shut your brain off thinking about it. You are at the gas station thinking about it. Something that just won't leave you alone. So that's why you're here. That's why you're listening to this. It's not random. It's God giving you his little glimmers, right? It's not, and right now isn't about deciding your entire future. It's just about listening to those little nudges. That's all. So you don't have to leave tonight knowing exactly what you're going to build. You just need, I just want you to leave. You don't need to. I would like you to leave tonight just thinking that, all right, maybe God has put something in me. Maybe there really is something that I could teach somebody, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so don't let another year go by wondering what if. Remember back to those when I had you take notes about how it felt when you thought of that woman that replies to you in a year and saying like, "Oh my God, those are the best cookies in the whole wide world," or "Oh my God, you helped me navigate through the worst time of my life," or "Oh my God, like my cat doesn't shed anymore," right? Whatever your ideas are, when you have those people reply back to you and give you those testimonials, how does that feel? Like, don't forget that, right? So,
Yeah.
Judy, you want to tell us about Powerfully Her?
I do. That's why we created a a step by step that walks you through all the little things that you might be going, but I don't know, but I don't know. Or how do I do that? Or what should I do about that? So just put all that away and know that in Powerfully Her, it's all there. All of it, all of it, all of it. And if something comes up that we that is unique and we haven't addressed it, that's why we have Courageously Her, which is a community.
We'll figure it out.
And yeah, notice that the words we used, we want to instill courage, courageously her. We want you to find her, powerfully her, and it's spelled different. And you'll see that the FLY at the end with the little butterfly. That means we want you to take off and just fly with what?
Become a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly.
That's right. And it does it. The program that I'm talking about is called Powerfully Her, and it walks you through the steps of your idea. We're going to test it. We're going to do what needs to be done with it. We can help you decide if it is marketable, where it's marketable, how much you need to charge for it, how you need to position it, what messaging is going to hit home with people that need your solution. And we're going to help you not make it um, a mechanical thing. We have learned so much about learning how to position things from transformation, because that's what we're looking for, is for a long lasting incremental change where you don't fall back, but you yourself are going to experience that transformation as you go through Powerfully Her, as we teach you to create that transformation in the product that you're doing. that you're creating. Now it can be a PDF, it can be a workbook, it can be a membership, it could be a course, it could be a live experience, it could be a retreat. Oh, that's a little hint. We're so excited about that part.
Yes,
But
there will be a retreat, by the way, coming
yes,
soon.
oh my goodness, that's my thing. I'm crazy excited about that.
Right?
Yes. So, and we do it together. Now, you may be like, oh my goodness, you just lit a spark in me. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I want it now. And you may not want to go through it in like a 6, 8 week time frame. You want to go binge it and create it. Let's go. Somebody flip the light switch on. Or you may be like, okay, I'm going to take it slow. I want to take it slow. I need some hand holding. I need a little bit of extra help. So there's two different ways that you can walk through Powerfully Her. One of them is where you watch the recordings that we have already put together for you and the workbooks and all the things, and you go at your own pace. That may feel comfortable to you. And then the other is you need our 1-to-1, 2-to-1 support, community to you support, a little bit extra. And that is extremely valuable as well. I mean, we would love for all of you to go that route because you see, we want to be hands-on with your business. We want to help you every single step of the way.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would be thrilled if that was what everybody chose tonight because I'd be like, this is so much fun because we get to have our hands in it and help you.
Yes.
I like making bread. Let's do that. So at the end, we're going to drop a link where you can actually go and check out where we have created where you can see what we're just talking about and what it is that you actually get. So there's no way we can touch on all the things right here. You'd be like, okay, 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 just give me the link. Right? So as you think about what is it that you're going to do for your next faithful step, I also want to encourage you to think about what are you going to do as your next faithful step towards what God has put inside of you. He doesn't want us to keep our gifts and our talents and our incredibleness that he put inside of us. That's not supposed to be kept in a little box inside of us. It is supposed to be reflected back into the world so that our life is a connection from the people who need help to him. And that just lights me up to be able to see other women experience that and the ripple effect that we can all make.
Yeah.
It just lights there's my fire.
Mm.
Yep. So we want to wrap this up for a second. I want you to kind of go back and think about what it is that you've thought about and what will you create? Are we ready for trying to figure out where my place was? I started talking. See,
Oh, it's okay.
and I get all
Yeah.
off track, but
So before we start talking about any of that stuff, I want you to reflect back on tonight, right? Think about one thing that you discovered. Think about maybe something that surprised you. Did you pull something out that you were like, huh, maybe that would work? What is one action that you will take this week, like Judy was talking about? Are you going to talk to chat? Are you going to maybe go to Google Trends? Are you going to um, ask your friend, talk to your husband, you know, do a little bit of research on it? Let us know. Pop it in the community. Let us know kind of what you're thinking about. Um, It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember that, right? And then in Powerfully Her, we help you like put it all together and package it up and test it and feel good about it before you put it out and launch it.
I would love for you to say a little more about that. Because that's what makes our community very different is
Yeah.
you get to test it.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Like I was talking about earlier, you get to take your idea and put it in the community. You get to take your sales page, put it in the community. You get to put your content in the community before you put it out into anything so that you can test it out and get good constructive feedback, not just from Judy and I, but from the community. And so at the two different levels, um, you each level with the regular Powerfully Her or Powerfully Her Plus, you get access to the community, lifetime access, free access to the community, regardless. With the basic level, you can post on Fridays, and by Sunday, Judy and I, or both of us, will reply with some constructive feedback. If you're at the Powerfully Her Plus, then you get to post every day, whatever it is with your ideas. And um, I'm not going to promise the same day feedback, but within a couple of days, one of us will give you feedback for sure. Because we have lives too, right? And I'm hoping that here, like our community is just starting. We're starting out with this stuff. So, but when it starts ramping up, we're going to be pretty busy with all of the feedback too. So you got to be patient with us. But then also with the Powerfully Her Plus, you will get weekly momentum calls, one-on-one with us, time to ask your questions, get like an audit of whatever it is that you're worrying about, that you overthinking, or you're not sure of, or whatever. If you just want some feedback. If you're having problems with tech or whatever, building things, whatever, you will have one um once a week momentum calls. And
Mhm.
then what else? Oh, either one of them we get a 40%, we give a 40% commission
That's right.
on either one of them.
You
So
guys are very good at promoting someone else's thing already. So we're going to leave that as a perk too.
yeah, yeah. And just say, hey, by the way, how I learned to do this, I did it with Powerfully Her.
Right.
That's all you gotta do.
No,
So yeah. So the um we will put the link in the description. And so the regular Powerfully Her is $4.97, and then the Powerfully Her Plus is $7.97. And then as time goes on, and the prices will go up. So
yeah,
this is cool.
these are limited time prices
Yep.
because it's going to be so
Gonna be
amazing.
amazing. Yep. I can't wait.
I know.
So thank you all. Thank you for taking the time with us. And I can't wait to see what you're going to build. Ask us any questions in the community. And I hope you have a very, very, very blessed day.
Yes. Thank you.
Mhm.